Hello everyone. So today we start the unit 3, that's yoga for class 11. So this is the content for the chapter number 3. In that the various topics are include the meaning of yoga, second importance of yoga, introduction to Ashtanga yoga, yogic kriyas, pranayam, active lifestyle, general guideline for yoga, yoga nidra, yoga protocol. So particularly in this video, we completed up to the Ashtanga Yoga. Remaining one we conclude in the next video. The first thing is the meaning of yoga. So the first thing about the yoga, that is the yoga word is derived from the Sanskrit word that is yuj, which means a union, which means or to unite something. And the ultimate goal of the yoga is to attach our soul to the universal soul. Yoga is a union spirit with the soul. The same thing is written here as our soul should be attached with that universal. On Hindi, we can say that the Atma ka Paramatma se male is the main ultimate goal of the yoga. Next, yoga is science of experiencing which helps in the upliftment of the humanity from animal to the godhood. So, in that yoga gives the path to move towards the godhood. Now, in the current time, we do the lots of mistakes. So, with the help of the yoga, we refine our body, our soul, and we move and towards the uh, God. So, union can be achieved through any means, but yoga, as propounded by the Maharshi Patanjali, is the fastest and the most effective way. And the Maharshi Patanjali is the known as the father of the modern yoga. Now, the Baba Ramdev and they run the company on the name of that one. So the Maharshi Patanjali is the father of the modern yoga. Next one is definitions. So different researchers, different persons give their different definitions, and most of the Upanishad, Ved, many ritual books. So there are certain definitions are given. The definition is that the stillness in the whirlpool. So means the modification of the mind, and this that is Sanskrit word yog chit vrit nirod is given by the Maharshi Patanjali. It means it is a practice of silencing the mind and eliminating unnecessary thoughts. So there are the certain thoughts that are coming our mind. बहुत सारे thoughts हमारे mind के अंदर जो आते हैं, और it is about the practicing the silencing. The most difficult task is to doing the any work in the silence. सो जो हम किसी चीज को काम तरीके से करते हैं, बिल्कुल शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से करते हैं काम होके. सो इट इज टेल्स about in that. Second definition is given by the Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, skillness in action, Yog Karmashu Koshalam. So the Sanskrit shalok, Yog Karmashu Koshalam. So Yog, skillness in action. So skillness means the कौशल. किसी के अंदर किस कौशलता से आप काम कर रहे हैं, किस कुशलता के साथ आप काम कर रहे हैं, किस एक्शन के साथ, किस स्किल के साथ में आप जो आप काम कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज अबाउट द योग कर्मशु कौशलम. दिस डेफिनेशन गिवन बाय द लॉर्ड कृष्णा इन द भगवत गीता. Likewise, there are certain definitions are given by the certain authors like Yog Vasisht, Mantri Upanishad, Yog Bish. The word is mentioned in Dvand Jal. So Dvand Jal is like Dvand. This means the war that going in your in the mind. So Jal is like a web. So योग is said the unification of the web of dualities. So जो dualities हैं उनसे हम जो ड्यू नेचर है उससे हम किस तरह से यूनाइट कर सकते हैं. Then Brahman Puran, what is say yoga is said to be the control. Next one, yoga is the skillful and the subtle process to calm down the body. So calm down the mind. So हम किस तरह से is a skill, is a process to calm down our body. हम calm down our mind. So हम mind को किस तरह से काम करते हैं, हम किस तरह से calmness के साथ में आके बढ़ेंगे. So this is test about the Yog Vasis. So these are the definitions. Certain definitions are also mentioned in the different books. Different research are given their definition. And the important thing is the yoga is the indigenous part. Means the yoga is designed in the India, and with the help of yoga, India is known as the Yoga Guru. So India is a teacher for the all the world, and India teaches yoga to the entire world. Next one is importance of yoga. So they are the certain the n numbers of importance of yoga. Just like the attainment to the perfect equilibrium, the harmony. If the person is performing the yoga every day on the regular basis, so the body sounds good. It helps in the healing, self healing. The first student is an important one. Remove negative block from the mind and toxins from the body. If the person remove their entire negative thought, so he or she can achieve the any task. Enhance the personal power, increase self-awareness, so helps in attention, focus, concentration, especially for children. This is very much required for the academic purpose. Reduce stress and the tension in the body by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So parasympathetic nervous system is mainly responsible for the body rest and the digestion. Now, yoga provide upon every aspirant the power to control the body and mind. With the help of the yoga, a person can achieve or to control their body. Most of the time, we cannot control our emotion, we cannot control our thought, but with the help of the yoga, a person can achieve that part. A person can control their emotion, the control their thought, and it's like that कि आप अभी हम जो काम कर रहे हैं हमारा माइंड के ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं होगा बट व्हेन द पर्सन परफॉर्मिंग द योगा सो उसके बाद में उसका उस पर्सन के जो माइंड रहेगा वो इजीली वो कंट्रोल कर सकता है सो दे आर द सर्टेन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ योगा इट हेल्प्स इन द फिजिकल इट हेल्प्स इन द स्पिरिचुअल enhance the spiritual power it also helps in the mind and all. Next one is introduction to Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga means this the Sanskrit word, or you can say the elements. So in this, actually, this is a path towards the samadhi or towards to attach with the universal goal. So what our universal goal is to our soul is attached with that universal जो परमात्मा की हम बात करते हैं आत्मा का परमात्मा का मेल. So जो आत्मा से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे परमात्मा तक पहुंचेंगे. So for that there are the eight path or can you can say that they are the eight limbs. So the word asang. So asang is Sanskrit word. So it meaning of us means the eight. This is Sanskrit word or us means the eight. Ang related to the body. Ang means the body. So us refers to the number eight, while Ang means the limb or the body part, right? Third is therefore Asang is the union of the eight limbs of yoga into one complete holistic system. So the entire holistic with the this step with these eight elements of yoga, the person will go into the holistic system, improve their holistic system, and it tells how we go to that. So these eight limbs of yoga represent the various branches of the philosophy of Yoga Sutra that form the foundation in the Ashtanga Yoga. So with the help of these are the Yoga Sutra, how we achieve that path. So what are the eight elements? What are the eight paths that we discuss here? So these are the eight limbs of yoga, the eight branches or eight limbs you can say. The first one is the yam. The yam is the moral values, important one. Uh, in further slide, we discuss these all parts, and yam has also the five sub disciplines we discuss later. Second is niyam, the self discipline, or you can understand with the meaning of niyam. Niyam means rules, so it's talking about the rule that we follow, what rules we have to follow. Then is asana, the posture. Mainly when we doing the yoga or 21st June we celebrated as the International Yoga Day. So mainly on that day, the persons are performing two activities. The one is asana, second is the pranayama. The focus on the person who's doing the yoga, he or she focus on the asana part and the pranayama part. But yoga is also apart from that. So the asana is the posture, pranayam, the breathing exercises or breath control. Then is pratyahar. The pratyahar, the sense withdrawal. Dharana, that is concentration. Dhyan, meditation, samadhi, oneness with the self. So these are the eight limbs of yoga, and they are in the this sequence only. So on the first, there is yam, second, niyam, third, asan, fourth, pranayam, fifth, pratyahar, sixth, dharana, seventh, dhyana, and the eighth last, that is samadhi. Oneness with the self is the meaning of that one. Next, yam. So yam also have the five disciplines, sub-disciplines as we discussed in the last slide. So what are they? So these are the universal practice. First thing you must know. So the yam are the universal practice, the moral values that we follow help us move forward in our personal and the spiritual development. Yoga is a part of the spiritual, and this helps in our the personal as well as the spiritual development. 5 p.m. asks practitioners to avoid violence. So first of all, this is a major thing. The person should be part of the ahimsa. So he do not create any kind of the violence, then lying, stealing, wasting energy, and the possessiveness. So these on this, the yam are the focus on that. So ahimsa, for that is a Hindi word or Sanskrit word that means non-harming. So don't harm anyone. Second is satya, that is about the truth. Asatya, non-stealing. Brahmacharya, the virtue of vitality, celibacy. Aparigraha, non-possessiveness means non-greed. So practicing yoga golden helps us attain a healthy mind and the body, and it's important to follow the yam without desire for the end goal. So it is the first practice. So whenever we start the yoga, so yam is the first part of that. So, in this slide, we discuss the subparts of the yam. So, we know ahimsa, that is non-violence. So, ahimsa means the practicing of kindness. So, it is the practice that followed by the person and towards the other animal, towards ourselves in every thought. His written is ahimsa does not means you to harm the physically, but if you harm any person in your thought, this is also the part of that man. It means you are not following the yam part. So ahimsa, that is non-violence. You have to not harm the any creature in this world. Satya, refraining from the dishonesty. Satya is the principle of living with integrity. Satya refers to the refraining from dishonesty between the thought, word, and the deed. You perform the any work, any thought, or you're doing the any practice, so it should be the fulfill from the truth. So आप कोई भी काम करेंगे उसके अंदर ऑनेस्टी होना बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट रहेगा. असत्य, non stealing. Asatya teaches that everything we need in life is already within us. By choosing asatya, we rise above our base craving and become self-sufficient because we no longer desire something outside of ourselves. आपको किसी से कुछ चुराना नहीं. आपके पास में जो है आपको उसी से सेटिस्फाई रहना. It teaches that everything we need in life is already within. जो हमें चाहिए वो हमारे पास में already है. So this is about the non-stealing. Next one is brahmacharya, the wise use of energy. Brahmachari refers to the wise use and the precision of vitality. It does not mean the celibacy, but rather acting responsibly with your vitality as the way to respecting other yourself. आप अभी करंट टाइम में स्टूडेंट लाइफ में आप अपनी एनर्जी को किस तरह से यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं. आप ये तो नहीं कि आप किसी आपकी जो एनर्जी आपको आप दूसरी जगह उसको आप वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. सो इट मीन्स कि आप में जो एनर्जी है उसको आप सही तरह से ऑन द राइट प्लेटफॉर्म आप उसको यूज कर रहे हैं. द वाइज यूज ऑफ एनर्जी, द मीनिंग ऑफ द ब्रह्मचार्य. एप्रिग्रे, नॉन पॉजिटिवनेस, द एबिलिटी टू लेट गो. It encourages non-grasping, non-clinging, non-attachment to possessiveness or even thought. Applicate teaches us to not to take it easy and be happy with what you have. The main thing is greed. लालच नहीं आना चाहिए. That is applicate. आपके पास में जो है आप उसी में रहेंगे और कोई अटैचमेंट किसी चीज से नहीं. लालच जब आएगा तो आप फिर उस बात से आप भटक जाएंगे. Now, second element that is niyam. So, niyam means rules. The Hindi word. So, niyam also has the five parts, the five sub-discipline that is about the soch, that is the purity, the internal and the external purification. Santosh, this contentment. Tap means austerity. Swadhyay, self-education. Hindi word swadhyay. Swa means the self, and the adhyay, अध्ययन करना किसी चीज का, that is swadhyay, the self-education. ईश्वर pridhan or pridhanay, meditation of the divine. So in this slide we discuss all these parts in a detail. Soch. So soch means the external as well as the internal purity of our body. The simply thing कि how we clean our body from the internal one and the external. The soul is purified by the knowledge. So जो हमारे दो थॉट्स रहेंगे आपकी नॉलेज ऐसी रहेगी. It is purified by the knowledge. It advocates the practice of intellectual purity, purity of speech and of the body. कि आप अपनी बॉडी को, अपने थॉट्स को, अपने डीड को आप किस तरह से उसको प्योर आप रख रहे हैं. सो दिस इज अबाउट द सोच. नेक्स्ट वन, संतोष, contentment. It is a second sub-discipline of the niyam, second niyam, which described as not desiring more than what one has earned through the honest labor. आप अपनी मेहनत से, आप अपने काम से आपने कितना डिजायर किया, आपने कितना डिजर्व किया. सो दिस इज अबाउट द संतोष. संतोष involves all the practice of gratitude and the joyfulness, maintaining calm at the all cost. So आप जो भी वर्क कर रहे हैं उसको आप सेम रिदम के साथ में, एक कामनेस के साथ में आपको आगे करते रहना. थर्ड वन, तप ऑस्टेरिटी. The third niyam is described in the philosophy of yoga as the power to stand stress, hunger, cold, and the heat, discomfort of place and posture, silent meditation, and the fast. This is the tap. अगर आपने सुना होगा पहले के बारे में, जो ऋषि मुनि जो मॉन्क्स होते थे, सो दे आर परफॉर्मिंग दी तप, वो तपस्या करते थे. सो दिस सेम वर्ड. तपस्या मीन्स कि अपने जो थॉट्स हैं उनको कंट्रोल में करना है, साथ में जो आपकी कंफर्ट लाइफ है जिसमें अभी हम करंट सिचुएशन के अंदर जो हमें चाहिए, वी डिजर्व लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग, सो उसके हट के जितनी भी भूख प्यास सबको भुला के जब हम किसी पे फोकस करते हैं एज ए स्टूडेंट, जो आपका जो मेन वर्क रहता है द एजुकेशन, दिस इज योर टफ फॉर राइट नाउ. जो आपका अभी का जो फेज है, जो मेनली स्कूल जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए जो क्लासेस 12 तक की जो फेज रहेगा, दिस इज तप. कोई जितनी ज्यादा तपस्या करेगा उसको इन फ्यूचर इतना ज्यादा ही उसको उसका एडवांटेज मिलेगा. सो दिस इज अबाउट टू द पावर टू स्टैंड फर्स्ट, हैंगर कोल्ड एंड द हीट. सो इट इज अबाउट द डिस्कम्फर्ट. आप जितने कितने डिस्कम्फर्ट में आप सर्वाइव कर पा रहे हैं, कितने डिस्कम्फर्ट के साथ में आप आपको आगे आप बढ़ा रहे हैं. Swadhyay, self-education, the study of the Ved, Upanishad together with the recitation of the Gayatri Mantra and the Om Mantra. इसके साथ में स्वाध्याय में सेल्फ एजुकेशन. आप अपना जो माइंड है उसको आप किस तरह से प्योरीफाई कर रहे हैं, आप बुक्स कैसे पढ़ रहे हैं, बिकॉज आप जैसा आप नॉलेज गेन करेंगे वैसा ही आप रिएक्ट करेंगे. सो अगर आप वेद उपनिषद अगर आप पढ़ते हैं, गायत्री मंत्र का उच्चारण करते हैं, सो उससे आपकी बॉडी में एक पॉजिटिव एनर्जी जनरेट होती है. सो दिस इज अबाउट द स्वाध्याय, सेल्फ एजुकेशन. ईश्वर प्रिधान और प्रिधान है. This is the last of the niyam. It describes the dedication of all action performed either by intellect, speech or body to the divine. आप कोई भी एक्शन आप परफॉर्म करें, it by the intellect means through your mind, through your speech or the body or any physical work or any intellectual work. So सब कुछ आप किसको परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, किसकी वजह से पॉसिबल हो पा रहा है, आप किसको समर्पित कर रहे हैं, दैट टू दी डिवाइन, टू दी यूनिवर्सल सोल. दिस इज अ ईश्वर प्रिधान है कि मेरे पास में जो कुछ है वो आपकी वजह से. सो दिस these are the five sub parts of the niyam, the five rules that a student or anyone can follow. Third one, this is the third one, that is asanas. Mainly the person says today I perform the yoga. So it means he perform or she perform the some asanas or the some pranayama. So asanas is the third element. The first point is asanas is the third element, and the meaning of asanas is to maintain a comfortable posture for an everlasting period of time is called the asana. किसी भी एक कंफर्टेबल पोस्चर में जो आप बॉडी को मेंटेन करते हैं, so this is known as the asana. So there are these several type of asanas are there, just like this is the bhujangasana, this is bow pose in English, trikonasana. So there are these certain asanas are there. It is vrikshasana, sukhasana. It aims at the attainment of a sustained and the comfortable sitting posture or facilitate meditation. So asanas are doing in so many posture, like in sitting position, in standing position, in lying position, in so many position are there. So what the main purpose of the asana? So asana help in balancing and the harmonizing the basic structure of the human body, which is why they have the range of therapeutic uses too. So with the biggest advantage of asanas is it enhance your flexibility. It enhance in the many ways. We also cure the lifestyle. Is nowadays the person are suffering from this so many lifestyle diseases like the asthma, obesity, back pain, and all. So with the help of the asanas, a person can cure this all the diseases. Pranayama. This is the fourth element. Pran. The pran is the vital energy. So in the Hindi word, the pran is the life. So the pranayam is the compound term pran and the meaning to maintenance of the pran in the healthy manner. So हर किसी की बॉडी में प्राण है. सो उन प्राण को आप किस तरह से आप यूज कर पा रहे हैं, उसको आप किस तरह से आप मेंटेन कर पा रहे हैं. सो हर किसी के पास में लिमिटेड प्राण रहेंगे. सो वो जो प्राण रहेंगे उसको आप और किस तरह से उसको बेटर आप कर सकते हैं. सो फॉर दैट are these so many pranayam are there. Second point is more than being merely a breath control exercise, pranayam is the art of the life or the force. So जो हम प्राणायाम करते हैं, this is not about the breathing control exercises, or this are not the breathing exercises. It is apart from that, it is the art of the life force कि आपकी जो लाइफ है, जो हम प्राण की हम जो बात कर रहे हैं, so उसको जीने का जो तरीका, this is about the प्राणायाम. Third point is breath or pran is the basic to life. The practice of pranayam help in the harnessing to control the energy pran in and around us, and by deepening and extending it, the pranayam leads to a state of the inner peace. The most important when the person is suffering from the any kind of stress, anxiety, or many disorder. So the pranayam is the most useful one. If you lose your concentration, if you are facing from the lots of anger issues, so the pranayam is the best thing. So you can perform it. Next is if you know, so the pranayam are the classified and there's so many parts. So this according to Hatha Yoga, the pranayam are mainly classified into the eight parts. If you're talking about your the CBSE syllabus, so up to six, up to Brahmari. So mainly the six pranayam are the important one. Murcha and the Kevli are not in your CBSE syllabus. So this pranayam are Surya Vedhi pranayam. Second is Ujjayi pranayam. Seetkari, Seetli. So you know the meaning of Seet. That is about the coolness or the cold. We also discuss this pranayam in detail in further slides. Bhastrika, fifth one is the Bhastrika, then is the Brahmari pranayam, then Murcha and the Kepli. So these are the eight pranayam that are mentioned in the Hatha Yoga that are classified in these eight parts. Next one, that is fifth element, that is Pratyahar. What the meaning of Pratyahar? The Pratyahar meaning is the withdrawal of the senses, and is the fifth element of Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga. It is also the first stage of six branch yoga बुद्धिस्ट काल चक्र तंत्र. जो हमारे बॉडी में जो तंत्र, जो हमारी बॉडी में हम बोल सकते हैं जो ग्लैंड्स हैं उनको हम किस तरह से कंट्रोल कर पाएंगे, हमारे जो सेंसेस हैं उनको हम किस तरह से विड्रॉल कर पाएंगे, आउटर फोर्स से हम अपनी बॉडी को इंटरनली उनको किस तरह से फोकस करेंगे। सो it means it refers to the withdrawal of the five senses from external object। जो external object से जो हमारे senses हैं उनको remove करना है, replace by the mentally created senses। और उनको जो हमने by mind जो हमने senses create किए हैं उनको उनके साथ में उनको attach करना है, उनको replace करना है। Reason is to enlighten the deed, that is about the God or the divine। The meaning of deity is to God or the divine। Withdrawal of the senses, the bringing the attention inward towards the breath। तो हम जो ब्रीथ इन कर रहे हैं, जो ब्रीथ आउट कर रहे हैं, उसको इंटरनली ब्रीथ को उस पर फोकस करना है। सो जो हमारे जो सेंसेस हैं उन सेंसेस के थ्रू हमारी जो सिंगल जो ब्रेथ है उसको उस पर हमें फोकस करना है। सो दिस इज अबाउट द प्रत्याहार, इट इज द फिफ्थ एलिमेंट। नेक्स्ट वन इज धारणा। धारणा इज द सिक्स एलिमेंट। The last three limb of the Ashtanga Yoga, Dharana, involves developing and the extending our power of concentration. Now we move further. Now we are very close to the Samadhi, means this is the sixth step toward the ultimate goal, and in that we focus on our mind. The first thing, it involves developing, extending our power so of the concentration। In that हमें हमारा जो concentration power रहेगा, we have to increase or enhance that power। This consists of various ways of directing and the controlling our attention and the mind, fixing skills such as concentrating on the chak- chakras और turning inward। जो हमारी बॉडी के अंदर जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट चक्कर्स हैं उनको हमें फॉर्म करना है। जो हम बेसिकली हमारी बॉडी में जो ग्लैंड्स होते हैं, सो द ग्लैंड्स आर द चक्रा। सो हमें उनको एक्टिवेट करना। सो इन दैट वी हैव टू कंसंट्रेट ऑन दैट पार्ट। So in that we have to concentrate on that part, then we go for to the meditation part। So dharana is about the concentration on something। Next one is dhyan। So dhyan is the state of meditation after concentration to the a particular point or particular task, the next stage, that is meditation। And meditation is the stage where the person is completely going this silence, and he does not know or she does not know about what is going in the nearby। So dhyan is a state of meditation when the mind attains a state of concentration without getting distracted। So the advanced form of the concentration, strictly speaking, unlike the other six limbs of yoga, this is not a technique but rather the state of mind। The first thing, in earlier we perform the some skills, some technique, but in the dhyan, it is about the practice. It is about the state। हमारा mind कौन से state में? So this delicate state of awareness where the mind has been quieted and the stillness is produced few or no thoughts at all। The biggest task. What is biggest task for us? Control the emotions, control the thought। While performing the dhyan, we have to eliminate our thoughts। So if you see the last line, what is written that, and the stillness, it produces few or no thought at all। In the last, कि हमारे माइंड के अंदर कोई भी थॉट्स हमें नहीं आए। वी हैव टू मिनिमाइज आवर थॉट। हम ऐसे स्टेज के अंदर चले जाएं, ऐसी अवस्था में हमें चले जाएं कि जहाँ पे हम बिल्कुल काम, बिल्कुल शांत हो जाएं और जहाँ पे हमारी एनर्जी एक जगह यूटिलाइज हो जाए, एक जगह चिनलाइज हो जाए। सो दिस अबाउट द ध्यान, state of meditation। Last is, that is samadhi। This is the last element of the yoga, samadhi, or the total absorption, is the ability to become one with the true self and the merge into the object of the concentration। In this state of mind, the perceiver and the object of perception unite through the very act of perception and true unity of all thought and action। जो भी हमने यम से लेके जो हमने टास्क स्टार्ट किए थे विद समाधि, इन दैट द अल्टीमेट गोल, आत्मा का परमात्मा से मिलना, द स्टेज जहाँ पे किसी पर्सन का जो खुद की जो सोल रहेगी, इट इज अटैच टू द यूनियन, टू द डिवाइन, the true unity, the true unity of all thought action, जो हमारे थॉट से, जो एक्शन से, they are unite with that universal goal to attachment to the that one. And if you know, according to Hindu mythology, Shivaji is considered the supreme lord of yoga. So भगवान जो शिव है, उनको सुप्रीम लॉर्ड योगा का माना गया है. एंड आप जानते हैं कि कितना ज्यादा तपस्या सारी चीजें वो परफॉर्म करते थे. Okay, so this is about that one. So these are the 8 elements of yoga that we are performed. They started from the yam, second is niyam, third is asanas, then pranayam, then pratyahar, then dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So in this video, we concluded the elements of yoga, the meaning of yoga, and the definition of yoga. Next part, that are the yogic kriyas, satkarmas, active, how to make our life enjoy and stress free. That part we discuss in the next class.